What's up, Wikimaniacs? This week we have an Oops All Bad Mother-in-Law themed episode. Also, you have 10 more days to order our pet merch, beautifully designed by Janelle, aka at Fatlip. So go to redditonwikishop.com or I'll send Kevin to bite your ankles. Reddit on Wiki starts right now.
Get therapy.
I'm not reading. It's What's up, Wikimaniacs? It's your boy, the Punny Pinoy John, hosting today's episode. I know it's weird, it's Friday, but we're doing Reddit reading. So I am joined today, as usual, by my boys, Josh and Sean. What's up, fellas?
It's my wedding day.
Yes.
Wow. At this exact moment, they are saying their vows.
They made me record first thing in the morning before I went to the venue.
Yes.
It's crazy.
He actually has his tuxedo pants on right now.
Yeah.
That's why we're all still remote at this moment.
Yeah. Actually, they're here in the basement. They just set up a picture frame of their backgrounds.
The green screens are so good.
AI is crazy now.
It's scary.
It is.
Yeah, we're doing a Monday episode because I f***ed up the schedule.
But worry not. In 10 days, you'll have an Am I the Asshole on a Monday.
That's true.
On a Monday.
Yeah, we'll make up for it. Don't worry.
And our spouses are going to be guesting.
Yeah.
Soon, while Josh is in honeymoon.
Yes.
So it'll be in a bougie hotel. Sean's going to judge me. So that's all that matters.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be in that bitch too, so I won't be judging. We were going remote and you were at that bitch, I'd be like, all right, well, fuck John. But I'm reaping the benefits, so I'm chilling.
Sean got a taste of Juliet's. She said that was a very mild itinerary.
That's insane.
Oh.
There's like 20 things within a span of like maybe 10 hours, maybe less.
Post the itinerary afterwards on Patreon just to see. Just so
I'll let you know how many before I fucking tap out.
Yeah.
She said that was the mildest thing she's ever put together.
Fantastic.
Yeah, okay, that's crazy. post it on Patreon and then have a line where Sean tapped out. Like just
there's a map.
It.
There's a map.
She made it
all laid out.
We could put that up and then we could put over under how many things before I give up. We'll set the
We've done.
Josh, you can set the number and then
the
patrons can go over under.
I like it.
And I won't look. That way I won't be biased as to what the betting odds are. I'll just I'll tap out when I want to tap out.
I warned her. I was like, just plan 2 to 3 things. She's like, no. We got options. And you know what?
Options
That's
are great.
just how we travel.
Options are great.
But we are going to a Niagara Falls tour, so I'm pretty excited on that.
Canadian?
Yeah, the Canadian side for sure.
Canadian side. Nice.
I heard that was way better than the American side.
Probably. Yeah, I would think so. It's been a long time since I've been there, but I would imagine.
All right. Well, let's get started today. Again, I mentioned earlier in the intro that this is going to be an Oops All Bad Mother-in-Law episode. So, boys, ready to get started? Or anything before we start, actually.
Also, an Oops All Reddit Readings on a Friday episode is another thing.
A bunch of oops today.
Yep, double oops today.
This whole month is a bunch of oops for us. I messed up on Patreon today, so
who cares? Josh is getting married.
It happens.
We're distracted.
He's getting married.
We'll lock in October for the rest of the year. But
all right. Well, first story of today. This one is we're gonna start off hot. This one's cross-posted by one of our goats, Mary Gets 2011.
Random. If any Wikimaniac could pull up how many episodes I missed when I was my wedding, I'm sure it's way more than Josh's.
Oh,
I want to say 2 to 3 weeks.
I was probably fucking out. I was like, don't talk to me.
To be fair,
he ignored us.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. But to be fair, this is my full-time job. It was not your full-time job, so
it still isn't.
Makes a difference. Yeah, it's still not.
Sean barely knew us like 3 months in doing that as well. So he didn't give a fuck about us.
Yeah, we were not making any money either. So I definitely did.
We were on the red for so long.
It was a hobby.
It was. Again, this one is cross-posted from r/off my chest. The title is, My Mother-in-Law Set Up an Intervention for My Drug Use and She Got Arrested.
Oh, hell yeah.
How did that happen? Did she kidnap you?
She was like, she had cocaine on the table, be like, don't do it.
It's a setup.
I used to do it and it fucks you up.
All right, it goes as this. My husband, Mike, and I don't have. Oh, fair warning, by the way. Was poorly written. And they put an edit towards the end. They said they were pretty pissed off during that time, so that's why it was kind of laid out. So bear with me here a little bit. My husband, Mike, and I don't have too much contact with his family because they have some different beliefs about many things, and it's caused us to get into disagreements in the past, especially Mike's mom, Karen. How
Of
fitting.
course.
Yep.
This time, Karen started something that will cause her to no longer see her son and I, and she may be in a lot of legal trouble. A few years ago, at 34 years old, I had to have an organ transplant. I was on a waiting list for a while, and I was informed long before transplant that I would need to be on anti-rejection drugs for the rest of my life, as well as other medications to support life after transplant. Going off them would cause my painful death.
Is this the intervention's about? Because that's crazy.
The details get crazy.
yeah.
So we recently decided that we would try to give Karen and Mike's younger siblings another chance to be in our life because Mike's cancer returned. It's very treatable, but it made us think about how important family is. So she's also going through her husband's cancer treatment.
Crazy.
So
Okay.
that's a lot of things going on in their family right now.
Yeah, it's tough.
We had them come and stay for a week. All was going well enough, but my life is lived by a strict schedule of alarms going off every so many hours to remind me to take my needed medication 6 times a day. No matter what is going on, I stop the second the alarm goes off and take my pills. His mother had complained and said it's rude that I stop mid-conversation to take pills. I get it. She's not used to that, but if I forget or am late, it is a problem.
Yeah. That's like for me, if I don't do something as soon as like the reminder goes off, I fucking forget. And so I understand that.
Life with someone with ADHD, bro.
I think I'm just lazy.
I forget immediately.
Yeah.
I stopped saying it and I already forgot what I was saying. I am on meds that I can't take within so many hours of other meds. She even mentioned I must be getting the good drugs if I can't wait an extra second to get those pills in me.
Nope.
I tried to explain none of my meds are for pain or are narcotics and they don't get me high. But I'm forgetful, and this is the only way I can be sure I took my pills, even though they are in an organizer.
Yeah.
Like what you were saying.
Yeah, same
Josh.
as me.
So
Yeah.
same deal. Mike and I had to go out yesterday, leaving his mom and his siblings alone at our house. When we got back, all the dining room and kitchen chairs were in the living room in a circle facing each other. Karen, her kids, my husband's grandparents, and the kids were there too. And this is the kicker. And my neighbor that I hardly know were all sitting in the chairs with 2 chairs left for me and Mike. The neighbor just got in.
How did she convince everyone of this?
Why did the neighbor even show up?
Well,
they just
you'll see the neighbor is actually the hero in this scenario.
Oh,
okay.
So that's spoiler alert.
Hell yeah.
Karen asked if we would come in and sit down. We did. She started up about how they were all there because I was clearly addicted to drugs and they wanted to help me get off of them. Mike immediately stood up and asked what the hell she was talking about. She explained how I was clearly addicted to my medication and I was abusing it. My husband told her she knows I need my transplant meds or I will go into organ rejection and die.
Yeah, I'm addicted to living. What the fuck?
I'd really love to support your son.
I am high off life.
I like being here, so I'm going to keep taking my medication.
Oh, this is the part that's going to get you guys mad. She said, no, that's not true. And I needed to go off it cold turkey and they would help.
I'm going to trust the doctors, actually.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck? Who does she think she is?
I started crying and hyperventilating, and I was so upset. I know I'm dead without them and have panic attacks if I misplace them. My husband told his mom to get out. His brother stood between Mike and their mom and started screaming about how I was just a junkie. So the brothers and the mothers are
Have these guys just
people.
never taken medication before?
Or known anyone that was
yeah.
taking medication? Have they just never been around?
Seems unbelievable.
Good question. In the middle of all the yelling, I jumped up and ran to where I keep my meds, which is in a box on a bookcase in our living room. I opened the box and all the meds were gone.
They're trying to murder
Oh.
you.
Yeah, it feels like it.
I screamed to Mike to call the police. Mike looked at me and could see the box I keep my meds in was empty. Mike pushed his brother aside and grabbed his mom's purse and started going through it, but none of my meds were there. Our neighbor, going back to the neighbor who becomes a hero, our neighbor, who again I hardly know, called the police to our address. Mike, Karen, and Mark's brother and sister were all just shouting, and I was just numb. My medication organizer kept a week's worth of meds, and each day I could pull a day's worth of meds out and keep them with me.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had pills until 6 p.m. that night, but at 6 a.m. the next morning, I would need more. When the police arrived, Karen tried to say I was using illegal drugs, and she took them away and we were getting violent. I grabbed the folder and I keep under a box of pills that has all of my medical records, including copies of my prescriptions. I told the officers that I needed my husband and I speak privately to them. One officer agreed to come with Mike and I to another room. And Mike explained that the drugs his mother was accusing me of using were anti-rejection meds and other meds that I take because of an organ transplant, and that his mother took my medications and he has no idea what she did with them. I also showed my medical records about what drugs they were and gave them a number for my transplant team coordinator who can verify all of this. I told him it was very serious and I would need my meds again in about 15 hours. Karen was questioned and they threw all my meds in a bag and threw them in a dumpster of a restaurant because I didn't need them.
What the fuck? Also, just like so dangerous to just throw medication into a dumpster.
Yes, there's proper places to dispose those.
Yeah, not that that's the main issue, clearly, but just
someone could grab it off the streets.
Yeah, just another crazy thing to add on to this whole crazy mess.
I really lost it. One of my meds cost nearly $2,000 for a month's prescription.
Holy shit.
The other cost several $100s, and other 14 meds cost between $10 and $200.
God damn.
Thousands and thousands worth of medication.
That's like, is that more than petty crime then? Because that's
I gotta say,
theft.
I don't know what the limit is, but I think it's like $5,000, so it's close.
It's close.
So
the police asked if we wanted to press charges on Karen. My husband immediately said yes, and I also said yes.
Hell yeah, to your husband. Just full fucker.
Hey, Mike been wanting to throw down from the job,
hell yeah.
which is great. I also said I wanted all of these people to leave, and if they didn't, I want them trespassed. I spoke to the police. They offered to send someone to look in the dumpster for my pills. And I told them they could try, but I have a very compromised immune system, and I'm wary about taking meds from a dumpster.
Yeah, fair.
That's a valid assessment. They understood that, and they think my insurance will pay for my new medicines with a copy of a police report. I called my transplant team coordinator, and she is helping me with coupons to get small amounts of my meds in the meantime for a very low cost.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Karen's husband, who didn't come along on this visit, called and told my husband that he needed to bail his mother out now. We're not doing that.
Fuck that.
Fuck that, Mom. Any money we could spend on her bail, we'd rather spend on getting replacement meds. If we have to pay for the medications out of pocket, we can and surely will, but we will be suing Karen for the cost.
Good.
This is just a vague recollection of what happened yesterday, but it's kind of a blur. I did get enough pills to last a week, thanks to strings being pulled by my transplant coordinator. Edit, quick update before this is over. I was just so angry last night when I wrote this, and I was hoping if I wrote it all, maybe I could fall asleep. That didn't actually happen. I will update more in depth later today. Thank you all for the comments. I'm trying to read them all now. Unfortunately, no updates or comments, and the post has been taken down since. So,
I hate that shit.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea why. Sometimes they just take shit down. Moderators are crazy sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not ours.
Not ours.
Ours is
Never
best.
ours.
We have the best in the business,
Oh,
baby.
yeah.
The goat.
Yeah, just insane thing to do. Like, you would think the husband would complain about this to the mother-in-law, like to spark this, but he seems not even like wanting to fuck with her at all. So I don't know what gave her the idea that these were illegal drugs or anything like that. Just insane behavior.
Oh, yeah.
Sean?
Sorry. Yeah, that's usually when I give a tick, right? My internet thing is throwing me off. Yeah. We've already said it, but the husband is a goddamn beast. The fact that he already didn't fuck with them and he gave them a second chance and they fucked it up immediately
Even
His,
more.
all the validation he needs to be like, actually, family ain't that important. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Because like truly she tried to murder your wife. I don't know
Yeah.
how else, especially when it's like, sounds like she has no medical knowledge at all. So like, it's just
The fact she says she don't need them is
it's
wild.
just crazy. And you threw him away because why are you so sure? How are you so sure? I mean, she has the paperwork that shows she needs it. It's she's explained it to you multiple times. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. I just have to take it at this time so that I can take my other medication at that time, so on and so forth. That's the life I have to live due to my medical condition. And she's like, nah, I think you're fucking like,
I think you're a junkie.
also,
Yeah.
I mean, she's taking them in front of you. Wouldn't she be fucking zooted if she was taking that many pills in
Yeah.
front of you?
Mhm.
Like
Exactly.
the pills that you think that she's taking, and she's not. She's taking pills all goddamn day. She's normal and sober. So I just truly am confused as to where this thought
It's just
came up.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just insane to me. Like,
Yeah.
have you never ever seen anyone take vitamins or like prescription medication before? Ever in your life? Even like birth control or something like that? Because it's the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, you got to take it at this time, and then an alarm goes off, and then they take it, and it's like, have you never experienced that with anyone in your life before? I don't understand.
She's dense as hell.
especially and like, even if it's not even just medication, I know a lot of people that take like supplements or whatever, and they have the
Yeah.
little pill containers where they,
Yep.
just like what she explained, they have a week's worth and they can take out each day. And
Take
you know
my
what I
vitamin
mean?
C pills. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, have you not been around? I mean, like, anybody that takes any sort of,
I just have a hard time believing she made it to whatever her age is, 60, 70, whatever it is, and she's never taken medication.
not
before.
one.
And
That's
I gotta say, a
baffling.
lot of those medications, even if it's not timed or as needed as OPs, people have routines.
Yes.
So they have certain reminders. Hey, for me, for example, I take mines every night, 8 p.m. on a dot. So, or not 8 p.m., 9 p.m. on a dot. So I have an alarm and everything. So my body's just kind of used to just going that direction when I know it's about to be 9 o'clock. And
Yeah.
which is funny, the most NPC person in this, the neighbor, like, where the fuck did you come from? Happens to be the most important character.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. Because if it wasn't for the neighbor, I don't think I think the tensions was so high.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the brothers were restraining the husband. And then the wife obviously it seemed like they were having a meltdown and a panic attack. So I wouldn't have been in the right mindset to call the authorities then too. So the neighbor really came in clutch. But I'm wondering, how the fuck did he end up getting invited to that intervention?
They just saw him mowing his lawn and they're like, hey, you want to head
You wanna
over
come
for
in?
a party?
On top of that, what made him be like, yeah, I'll take part in that? Like, maybe,
I ain't gonna lie,
maybe.
I'm nosy as fuck. So I think I would have been that.
I was gonna say,
too.
maybe they heard the situation and was like, this is insane. I should probably help. You know what I mean? Because if I heard
Yeah.
that, I'd be like, well, no, to be honest, if I heard that, I'd be like, damn, that's crazy. It's a no for me.
I'd be tempted. I love drama,
I mean,
especially if it's other people's.
Not me.
I think I'd
hate
list
being
Sean.
a part of drama.
I'm like,
Damn,
nah.
I love gossip. I just want to be part
So
of it.
do I, but I don't want to be in it. You know what I mean? I like watching it. I don't like to be in it.
The way I just be laughing in the background, just breaking character the whole time. All right. Well, moving on to another bad mother-in-law. So this one is posted by Just a Thought From Me. And this one is coming from r/best of Redditor updates. This one actually was originally from a column. I think it's called Ask Prudence on slate.com. Basically, they write stories and this author or, an internet personality gives them advice back. Kind of like the way we do in more of a column segment.
Mhm.
But this was dated back March 8, 2012. So it's been a while.
Oh,
Whoa.
God. Yeah. I was in high school.
Going back.
That's not 10 years ago.
Oof.
It was 12 years
Bro.
ago.
Damn. This one is titled, well, this was the title from Best of Redditor updates, but OOP suspects her mother-in-law is poisoning her.
I might have heard this one.
Ooh.
I was big on Reddit back in between 2012 and 2015. I think I saw this one when it was originally going around.
Whoa, early adapter
Man.
over here.
Maybe it was you were meant to be a freaking Reddit podcaster, Josh.
Maybe that's what it is.
I honestly haven't really used Reddit probably until like 2 months before we started the show.
I was using Reddit, but like only for like sports.
Oh, wrestling.
Oh, yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen
Wrestling.
it. Squared Circle is when I pretty much the only thing that I used
Yeah.
or went to.
I had 3 subreddits and then that's all I used. That's all I did.
Same.
Crazy.
Yeah, the Chargers subreddit, Squared Circle subreddit. I forgot what the other one was, but r/puns. I'm actually very active there, so you might end up seeing me.
That makes sense.
This one again, originally posted on March 8, 2012, and this is what was written in the column. Dear Prudence, my mother-in-law hates me and makes no bones about it when she and I are alone. My husband doesn't believe me, and she even gloats about that. We have to attend family functions at our home about once a month. And it used to be more frequent, but after I put my foot down, my husband agreed that monthly would be sufficient. The problem is that after each visit, I wind up with a bad case of diarrhea. My husband does not. I don't know if the other in-laws are affected, because if I asked, it would get back to her. I suspect that my mother-in-law is putting something in my food or drink. Last time, I barely made it home before being struck down. Now I am considering getting some, quote, adult undergarments to make sure I don't ruin the car's upholstery on the ride home from her place.
The way I would
Do you
just
have
be
any-
shitting at her house, just destroying every toilet, every sofa,
I also would just not go over it. I don't think.
Same.
or switch drinks
Fuck.
with her.
Fuck. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
So basically they asked, do you have any advice?
That's our advice. Switch
Yeah.
the plates.
Switch the place.
Have you never seen The Princess Bride from 1990? Honestly, could be the 80s. When did that movie come out?
You're asking the wrong person, brother.
But yeah, I'd poison her back more. Worse.
Violence.
Oh, I don't always condone violence, but
I love it,
But
Josh.
I always,
Condone
every
it.
single episode condone.
that's our next shirt.
Condone it. So then the columnist answered back, Dear Running, and Running was their
pseudonym.
Running something was their username or
Mm.
username. And the columnist's name was Emily Yofi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Apologize if I'm not. They put, Dear Running, in the great old Cary Grant movie Suspicion, director Alfred Hitchcock has a scene in which possible murderer Grant is bringing a glass of milk to his wife, played by Joanne Fontaine, and no beverage has ever looked so malign. Just as Fontaine wasn't sure if she was being poisoned, you aren't either. It's possible you've entered a Pavlovian cycle in which when you eat your mother-in-law's food, your digestive tract automatically goes into overdrive, or that there is some ingredient she regularly uses which just doesn't agree with you. It's also possible she's trying to harm you. I've been reading a fascinating book, The Poisoner's Handbook, about poisoners in the early 20th century.
Whoa.
It was a popular way off to someone, and the new forensic scientists who exposed them. Peek at your mother-in-law's Kindle to see if she's downloaded this. The next
Kindle.
time you go for dinner, I know, right?
Hey, Nancy just bought a Kindle. She's big on Kindle right now.
I was like, I have one and I actually use it.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, that was when Kindles were peak, though. That was like
are they?
back
Back in
then.
2012?
Yeah. That's when they were peak, I think.
I'm getting old. The next time you go for dinner at her house, after the food is served, but before you begin eating, you and your husband should agree to swap plates and cups. Except they were
Yeah.
swapping with the husband, not the mother-in-law.
Let's go.
If your mother-in-law screams to her son, don't eat that. Case closed, Sherlock. Of course, this would require your husband to take your concerns seriously. It's alarming to think your mother-in-law might be deliberately sickening you, and equally distressing is the fact that your husband does not believe you when you describe her malicious behavior.
Mm.
You need to tell your husband that after becoming repeatedly ill at your in-laws' house, you have become afraid for your health. Tell him you are also afraid for your marriage because he apparently believes you are a liar, which you are not, when it comes to his mother. Say that he needs to take seriously the fact that she says ugly things when you and she are alone, and you are not going to stand for it anymore. If that doesn't result in his attention and concern, then you may need to move to your mother's, which is kind of part of what you guys
Yeah.
said, and
Mhm.
also they elaborated on that.
It's crazy that 12 years ago, advice columnists were doing the exact same thing we do now. Hey, this obscure pop culture reference that we've been recently watching, we're going to relate that back to your story.
We truly are not original in one bit.
No, not at all.
Which is so crazy because when we started this, I was like, I can't believe we're the only Reddit podcast. It's insane that no one else is doing
Absolutely not.
Not even
We're like
close.
the very bottom of the totem pole, brother.
this. And we're like, oh
You might be
yeah,
in the middle somewhere.
they're saying we copied this show or that show. I was like, there are other shows. Wait,
there are other podcasts.
there are other podcasts besides our own podcast. I thought we invented this.
Sean is spoiled because he has a podcast. What is the only internet's improv comedy show, educational podcast?
That
I forgot
cannot
your
be
intro.
true now.
Damn,
Maybe
I
there's
don't even know
gotta
how to
be
say
more.
that anymore.
But they do have an update that was posted 2 months after. And they put, Dear Prudence, a couple of months ago, you answered my letter asking for advice regarding a situation involving my hateful mother-in-law, whom I suspected of tainting my food or drink at family functions at her home. You had suggested swapping plates with my husband to see if my mother-in-law would react. However, as you noted, that would have required bringing my husband into my confidence. I did not feel it was wise to do that because he already didn't believe that his mother treated me badly.
What a shitty husband, by the way. Like,
I gotta say yes.
just for the fun of it, you should be like, all right. Even if he didn't believe you, he should be like, all right, well, then let's trade then. Because I think, you know, maybe you just don't like my mom, which is fair. But we should try and trade to really fucking seal the deal or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
even if he doesn't
try it.
believe. Yeah. What a bitch, this guy. What a goddamn bitch.
But the next function was at Easter.
Function.
She
Function.
function.
That's a shirt. Now that's a shirt.
I've been off this week. Fuck shit.
Oh,
Good.
shit.
I like that one.
But the next
That's
function.
What's going to be our
motherfuckers.
in-person live show is going to be called Join Us for the Function.
Function.
I like
Reddit on Wiki
That's a good
presents
tagline.
the function.
The function.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's good.
I'll draw something up. She provided a traditional prime rib dinner set up buffet style, and I could see no way that could be problematic. However, when we arrived at her home, the dinner table was set up with place cards, and in front of each was a ramekin. Place cards, and in front of each was a ramekin of horseradish sauce and a small pitcher of au jus. When nobody was looking, I switched the ramekin and pitcher between my husband's plates and mine. After my husband and I returned home, he became wrecked with diarrhea, but I was not ill at all. In the morning, I told him that I had switched the horseradish and au jus.
Why would you do that?
He looked at me with such hatred in his
I
eyes
knew
that
it.
I knew
Right.
he had
This
known
guy is
all
a
along.
stupid bitch.
What a
I
piece
knew
of
it. I fucking knew it.
You should have gave him extra portions. He looked at me with such hatred in his eyes that I knew he had known all along what his mother was up to. His only words were to accuse me of poisoning him. And I quickly packed a couple bags and raced out of there. I have hired a divorce lawyer and I won't be looking back. Thank you and your commenters for your advice and concern.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean, he knew the whole fucking time.
What? Why are you with her? If you're okay with her being fucking poisoned.
Maybe she's trying to get life insurance.
Yeah,
Who?
that's what he was trying to get life insurance.
He's trying to get life insurance, and he and the mother are in on it.
I know, but that's not going to kill you from like laxatives. That just makes you
yeah.
uncomfortable at night. So
That's
it's
true.
like, truly, what is the end game? It's strange.
Gaslight,
Maybe they're
manipulate.
trying to make your stomach lining suck, and then you become riddled with diseases afterwards, and then you die with natural causes. So it's not as suspicious as poison.
Does that happen
Maybe?
when you take too many laxatives?
I also don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
I don't know.
if
I'm
I
just
can-
making up scenarios right now.
'Cause they just-
It's a
they
hypothetical.
just-
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. We don't have any better ideas, so truly, I mean,
Because if they die of like poison all of a sudden, they ain't gonna get shit, right?
Yeah, like they'd be able to find that in an autopsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they do it over time, weaken their immune system, things could happen.
Yeah. I mean, crazy.
don't do that, Wikimaniacs. I feel like that's an important thing to say right now. Don't poison
don't
others.
poison people.
Unless it's this mother-in-law. I condone it. All right, moving on
John's
to the next
views
story.
do not reflect the views of Cultivate
Reflect
Media
it, Sean.
LLC
Reflect
or Reddit
it.
on Wiki podcast.
We're all in this together, motherfucker.
High School Musical.
Yes, I can't do the dance anymore. All right, next story is posted at by Ambi Blue, and this one is posted at r/justknowmill. The title is "She's Not Just Your Baby."
Okay.
When I was pregnant a few years ago, my mother-in-law made a fuss over a lot of things. A dumb one was that I wasn't allowed to refer to my baby as my baby. If she heard me refer to my baby that way, she freaked out and accused me of planning to not let anyone else hold the baby once she was born, and that I was going to not let her son/my partner bond with our baby.
Weird assumption.
She would all
Did you call your son your son?
Your son?
wait, wait, don't spoil it. She would also loudly whisper to my partner to not let me hog our baby and to make sure he gets to hold her too. One time it happened again, and my mother-in-law went on and on about how I should be saying our baby every time. I said it made no sense since my partner wasn't even there with us. She then went on to insist that I should always refer to the baby as mine and partner's baby. I said how stupid and unnecessary that is. Calling her my baby doesn't mean she isn't also my partner's baby, and when we are together, I do call her our baby. It obviously all fell on deaf ears. All right, Sean, you kind of nailed the prediction on here. I waited 5 minutes and then asked her how she introduces my partner to people. In a confused voice, she said, "I say he's my son?" Question mark.
Got her. Fuck you.
God is
Here's your logic, bitch. I immediately cut her off and matched her previous tone/energy. Oh, I guess he's not father-in-law's son then. He's only your son, apparently. Don't you think that's a bit selfish?
I'd have been like, he calls me mommy, actually.
You know what I'm talking about.
Jesus
You know how this baby was
Christ.
born, right?
Yeah.
You know how we did it, right? Doggy style, baby. I was on
Jesus
top. Oh shit, where was I? I got
These new
distracted
meds are
there.
wild.
Oh, I guess he's not father-in-law's son then. He's only your son, apparently. Don't you think that's a bit selfish? How can you say that? You're supposed to say he's yours and father-in-law's son.
Yep.
Did you even let father-in-law hold him as a baby? Doesn't sound like it. Mother-in-law kept trying to correct herself and insisted that that's not what she meant by it, but I just kept going on for a minute until she went quiet. Bro, she kept fucking going.
Just
bro.
giving it. Hell yeah.
We sat quietly for a few moments while she thought and then sheepishly admitted that she got the point. She stopped freaking out every time I referred to my child as mine after that. And I wish
Wow.
my other issues with her was so easily solved. And he put edit. This is probably the most feel-good news about this. I don't think I mentioned this, but we went no contact a while ago now. Life is much more peaceful.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
A mother-in-law that learned something. That's
Well,
crazy.
One thing, not enough.
What one thing?
She still got
The
cut off
bar-
entirely.
The bar in this episode so far is very low.
That's true. That's
We
true.
have a poisoning mother
And then
what was that?
murder.
An intervention mother.
Murder.
Yes.
A murderous mother-in-law.
Yeah. So the bar is slightly above that, and she walked over it.
Only to trip and fall on something else.
Knocked the
All
bar
right.
over.
Moving on to the next story. Again, this is from r/justknowmill, posted by SSTRS Wedding. And this is kind of funny that I was going to steal this on a Monday episode because this was kind of an Am I the Asshole post, but they put it on Just No
Cut the
Mill because
show.
they added additional more details. All right.
Whoa.
I can do whatever the fuck I want, Josh.
That's fair.
The title of this story is Mother Tried to Wear a White Dress to Sister's Wedding, so we stood her up.
Damn. Why do people
That's
try this?
crazy.
I just don't understand. There's one rule.
I don't. Yeah, it's just never a good idea.
Yeah. Like,
Man, Sienna's
just-
really going to hate my white dress today.
I have to ask Josh for permission to wear a barong, all right?
He said ask permission. Sienna's like, why the fuck would we care? It's like,
because I'm going to be the one that sticks out there. And also, I wanted to say if you said no, because I wanted to call you racist.
Yeah, I knew you
just
did.
to be funny.
I knew it was a bait.
It was a fucking trap card.
It was a bait.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't show up day of. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah.
You
You
racist.
hate
What the
it?
fuck is that? You hate it, Josh.
Don't serve
All right,
him.
Now that's racist. A few things. I made an Am I the Asshole post about this, which they linked, and I'll link that as well, but saw a few people telling me to post it here. Also, chose a success flare because it feels like the right one, but I do know the issue has been contentious on my other post. This is posted on mobile, so please excuse any formatting issues. There's also details here I didn't add to the other post. To recap, my sister was set to get married back in April, which was obviously canceled. By the way, this was
COVID.
back in 2020.
Makes
This was
sense.
COVID time. A little while ago, she and her fiance just kind of said fuck it and had a COVID-safe wedding last weekend. We plan on having 10 people, including brides and the officiant. Social distancing was observed. We all wore masks when possible, so on and so forth. My mother has a history of making events about herself. For example, she showed up 15 minutes late to my high school graduation. Didn't show up at all to either of my sister's graduations.
Damn.
Decided she didn't like my major, so she refused to go to my college graduation.
The fuck?
Hid my sister's car key so she couldn't go either. Then 17-year-old sister ended up catching public transport for several hours alone because she didn't want to disappoint me.
That's a real one.
Yep. Turned up halfway through my wedding ceremony in sweatpants just to make a scene that we didn't tell her the right time. Wanted to be the first to hold my kids. They put, no. So we kind of knew she would pull some shit at my sister's wedding, especially considering she had made some pretty homophobic comments about the relationship before.
Why are we still inviting her to things?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is like after the first two things you listed, I'm like, okay, so we're just all going no contact with mom for a long time.
Cut her off. We don't know our dad, and because of COVID, there wasn't really a bridal party. So I ended up as the father of the bride, brother of the bride, and mother and maid of honor rolled into one. One of my jobs was keep our mother in check.
Oh God.
The night before, my wife and kids stayed at my mother's house while I stayed with my sister. The plan was that wife would drive our kids and my mother since mother can't drive. The morning of the wedding, my wife sent me a photo of what my mother planned on wearing. Not only was it white, but it was very similar to my sister's wedding dress.
Jesus.
Wife had suggested she wear something else, but apparently this was the only nice thing she owned. She also locked the bedroom door so wife couldn't find her something. When wife told me this, I told her to tell mother that there was a change of plans and that we would pick her up in a nicer car I was driving my sister in so she could make a grand entrance with us. I love it. I love the diabolical
I like
plans.
the pettiness.
She obviously agreed, so didn't see an issue when my wife and kids left on their own at the original time. As the title suggests, my sister and I never picked her up.
Good.
I told my sister what was happening during the drive to the ceremony, and she wasn't at all shocked with what our mother had done. She did suggest that we call her before the ceremony began so that I could run down and pick her up if she saw the error of her ways. She never answered her phone and never called any of us, so we just got on with. Obviously, mother is livid, but hey, we all had a great time. And a lot of people have seen this as cruel, but thought that some of you might find it useful or enjoyable read. Don't let anybody ruin your wedding.
I just don't understand how she can be mad knowing that she was doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the fuck are you talking about?
It's like how Scooby-Doo villains are mad at the end. They've been doing evil shit all episode. And I would have got away with it.
If it wasn't for you meddling kids.
Yeah.
Not even evil shit, just semi like pranking people basically in those shows.
I haven't watched it in a long time, but I bet you they're not bad at all.
Yeah.
I gotta agree. I agree with you guys in the beginning too. If that was me, I wouldn't have invited her from the jump.
No. As soon as the wedding thing, showing up in sweatpants to the wedding, I'm like, okay, so we're all not fucking with mom at this point, right? That was fucked up. That was weird.
And then like, yeah, for her to get mad is
Delicious.
I don't understand. It's delicious, the karma she got. I hope from now on you guys cut her off, but I just don't understand how she could be mad knowing she's doing this to try and piss you off. So I don't know.
I know that her fucking ego was stroked when they told her that, hey, we're going to pick you up in a nicer car.
Yeah.
He's like, you goddamn right, you better. I do want that grand entrance. What you mean?
And the garbage truck.
Tripping.
Well, she is trash, so. All right. Last story of the day before we do the Amazing Underbakke segment. This one is not really a story. This is more so of a list. No, we love lists. Mostly we see it from like nice guys. But this one is posted on r/oddly specific. And this is a funny username. And this one was posted by, or actually cross-posted by, Paul Rudd's burner account.
Whoa. The Paul Rudd?
Friend of the show.
I wish.
That would be hilarious. Invite us to some functions, Paul Rudd.
Functions.
Hollywood is a place where I feel like functions happen a lot.
That's definitely where it happens. Yeah.
Definitely all the time. They'll be functioning all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be part of that, please.
Do
I
not
will
want to actually be at a real
I will be
function.
castrated.
Not purely for that. Just I don't want to be. I can't imagine having a good time.
Just give me all the food, or give me a gift card with all the food credits in there. Then I'll be happy.
Sometimes, even when people are like, "Dude, can you imagine a threesome?" and I'm like, "I have a micro
That's a lot of
penis. I
work.
can barely, I barely can get one
I don't want to disappoint two people at once. Come on.
at rapid speed. I mean, come on, that's too much responsibility."
You're just in a corner, just watching at this point. I'm like,
Oh,
when can I join again?
come on, please.
All right, and this one is kind of wild because it's a list. It's kind of a 10 commandments list per se for rules for dating my son.
Oh,
God.
love it.
All right. Rule number 1. He is not your ATM. Rule number 2.
Okay.
If you show up to my house, if you show up to my house looking like a stripper, I will make you go away.
What if your son's into that?
What if your son's a stripper?
Yeah, I mean, she will make him go away.
I guess so.
If your son's into that, then 1 definitely applies. Rule number 1 definitely applies.
True, I guess, technically.
Rule number 3. If I see any sex on his phone, I will make you go away.
Oh, so you're just looking through his phone now, too. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Rule number 4. Understand that if I don't like you, I will make you go away.
I wonder if when they type shit out like this, they're like, "Man, I'm a fucking badass.
I'm fucking
like,
cooking."
People fucking love this shit. People are gonna be fucking so intimidated.
This is the type of mom that I can see that they'd be putting this show on a shirt.
Yeah. And then they walk away from their live, laugh, love decorations in their bedroom. I fucking did it.
Rule number 5. Understand that I can make you go away.
I think these are all the same rules.
Is going away. Imagine this was the 10 commandments. I will make you go away from heaven.
Rule number 6. He's a mama's boy. Unless you have a ring on your finger, your opinion of that does not matter.
Your opinion is going away.
Hey, rule number 7. You are not in charge of him, and it is not up to you to change him.
Oh, this guy is going to be the most misogynistic piece of shit.
Watch him be
Bet.
like the coolest, chillest dude to be like, "Hey, my mom fucking sucks.
I
bro."
hate my mom.
I want to cut her off so
I
bad.
think
I'm
she's a
gonna make her
high
go
value
away.
woman. I wish she would just go away.
Rule number 9. I know how to avoid jail.
Do you?
I don't.
Hopefully someone puts you away.
If you're putting this on a list, I feel like, I don't know how good you are at avoiding jail because this seems like a hot.
You're
this,
on a list.
This feels like evidence.
Yeah.
And last rule. If you weasel your way past all of these rules and fake your way to a ring on your finger, I will be something much worse than your boyfriend's mom. I'll be your mother-in-law.
Yeah, that would be worse, actually. You're right. That's the one you
That's
are
the one
correct
time
on.
where you're like, yeah. True, I guess.
That does sound horrible.
This list
Ah,
needs to go
Go
away.
away.
Go away. That's right.
God damn. I mean, all that's going to do is just he's gonna find someone, or he's gonna turn into misogynistic. Who knows? Or it's just gonna.
Or
find,
he's never gonna find love because of your bitch.
He's gonna be alone, and it's gonna be sad.
She probably wants that.
Yeah, you're right. Then he never goes away.
Yeah, exactly. Lives in the basement the whole time.
Yeah.
All right. Last portion of the day, as usual, written by the amazing Underbakke. We're gonna go from horrible mother-in-laws to Sean's favorite segment.
Whoa, I get a mother-in-law on this day. Is that where you did it?
You what?
Not really.
Oh yeah, you
I
did.
technically
You
get
gained
a
one.
mother-in-law on the day this releases.
And that's the theme, Josh. All of these were written by Sienna's mom. Be ready.
Do I have to go away?
Especially that last one.
Oh, I've been feeling sick after I eat there.
She will make you go away.
No, my mother-in-law is an amazing person. Can't imagine her doing any of these things.
I feel like we all have great relationships
With our in-laws. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my in-laws just visited because I was gone and went to San Diego last week. And I wanted to see them. So I was like, hey, I'll drop you guys off at the airport when I land. So I hauled ass just to drop them off, just say hi. And then they came here to Dallas and I was like, hey, I want to make sure I see you guys off before you head out. And I don't know, they're just so nice to me all the time.
Hell yeah. Yeah, my mother-in-law is making the dessert table for the wedding. So if you guys ever wanted to try Sienna's cookies, you can. That's where she gets it from.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's a big reason why I wanted to wear what I wanted to wear, Josh, because I don't have to tuck my shit in.
It's looser. Yeah.
And I have room to eat everything. And best believe, baby boy, I will eat everything.
Hell yeah, dude. Do it up.
All right. Well, we're going to Does This Guy Fuck section, curated by the amazing Underbakke. And it's always fun to read off of this, but this is from r/not how girls work.
Oh.
And post number 1. This one has a picture of a guy, and I'll send it to you guys later. So if Josh wants to put it later, but it's too much work. But basically, the caption following this screenshot, and they put, it's definitely election season. And it's just a guy with a headphones. And he captioned his video as, we gave women the vote and it only took them 100 years to ruin the Western world. So does this guy fuck?
No. Very clearly.
And he's not voting for Kamala, I don't think.
Although watching that debate, I was like, this is rough.
I didn't even watch it.
That shit was funny. It was comedy at certain point.
Literally the only clip I've seen is they're eating cats and dogs. They're taking your pets.
And he got fact checked on every single one of them, which was fucking funny.
Oh, they fact checked live at the debate?
Well, because he was saying such insane shit.
Okay, nice.
And what was the one? So do you have a plan? I have a concept of a plan.
I have a concept of a plan.
Is that why I kept seeing that Office?
Yeah.
I have a 3-step plan to double profits. All right, well.
That's exactly what it was from.
Well, I can't give you the 3 steps. Otherwise, why would you hire me? All right, why don't you just give us 1 step? Well, I'll give you part C of step 2.
It's like me when I was trying to ask for an extension for any project in like high school or something. Well, I have a concept of a project. It's almost done. Haven't fucking started.
All right, last post, and this is again from Not How Girls Work. And it's a picture of a bandage for some reason. And they captioned it, no, women physically cannot bleed anywhere else if they're on their period. For example, if they get a cut while on their period, that cut will not bleed. It's a superpower, and women should be more thankful for periods.
I am scared that he's gonna murder somebody.
Oh, really? I thought this was just like I don't believe he fucks, for one thing, but I believe it's more of a dumb guy. He's actually thinking women are like superheroes, which is kind of crazy. Like it's the other way around.
No, but then
almost.
he's telling them, let me explain why you should be happy you have periods.
He's dumb. Don't get me wrong. But in his made up world, these women are superheroes. It's kind of cool, actually. I'm sure
we got an optimist and we got one that's possibly going to.
I feel like he's going to be like, I got to test this out myself.
I mean, I hope that's not where it goes. I'm just hoping he's like, oh yeah, women are like invincible. And he just like really looks up to, I have no idea.
I wish
Probably
I got that
not.
vibe. I wish I got that, but I do not. I do not.
Yeah. I'm sure most women are like, I wish my periods worked like that. So at least it feels like there's something good coming out of it. You know what I mean?
Which is funny. The person who posted this, Flying Pasta Kitty, said, if only that were true.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. It sounds like a bonus if that were true.
All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode. It's weird doing this on a Friday, but guys, anything you want to shout out?
Mr. and Mrs. Joshua Shell.
Whoa. I don't think she's taking my last name.
Oh, yeah. Nancy didn't take mine either. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah. Hopefully it goes well. I'm excited to see you guys
It
again.
will.
Yeah, I mean, like, the main part will go well. I'm just hoping everyone has a good time.
We will.
I won't get kicked out, I promise.
That's good. I hope not.
How many drinks can I have?
It's open bar until I think after dinner. So
Interesting.
That's all you, Sean. I don't drink.
I know.
Give me all the sugar.
I'm probably
though.
not going to drink. It's, I don't know. My only friends there also don't drink, so I'll probably just be chilling.
Give me a sippy cup. Are there going to be kids there? I'll drink whatever juice they're having.
My niece and nephews will be there. Yeah.
Cool. I want their refreshments.
Okay. They are having chicken fingers. You can have that too.
I'll take it too.
Low-key
I want
chicken.
2 plates,
Chicken fingers
Josh.
sound fine.
Yeah, it does. Bro.
Yeah, they capped it at 10. So I'm sorry, guys.
Fuck.
Fucked up.
10 times 3?
Not even there, brother. Not even
You're
there.
Not even there. Shit.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, 30 is the age limit, unfortunately, John. So you still just barely missed the point.
I hate this for me.
It's unfortunate.
Anything you guys want to shout out before we cap off the episode?
Nothing, ever.
Nothing. This is going to be a short, quick episode. I do want to read one message that one of our Wikimaniacs sent us. It's kind of a nice thing too. And this one was sent to us by Abigail. Let's just go with that. They put, hello. I don't know if y'all will see this. I'm not gonna lie, I hardly check any messages. But I wanted to just say what a big impact y'all had on my life. I've been listening for a couple years and am a rich.
Hell yeah.
Sean, you should be happy about that.
I'm listening now. I'm just kidding.
He didn't give a shit before.
What was her name again?
A big impact? Ugh, another one of these. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
I'm joking.
And y'all have gotten me through hard times. I finally got the courage mid-August to leave my ex-husband.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
hell
him.
yeah.
He was abusive our entire marriage and has a severe porn addiction that led to a lot of his abuse.
Jesus.
I am in a general, I hate men era of my life right now, but seeing how you speak about your wives and your respectful views has me hopeful that I will find someone who treats me well. I'm only 24, so I have time, but men are scary.
Got lots of time. Lots of time.
Lots of time.
Mhm.
Thank you for making entertainment that also has so much meaning. Y'all are part of the reason I left him because I knew I deserved better and your views helped solidify that. Thank you.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, hell yeah, Abigail. Well, I'm glad you're out of that. And yeah, 24, you got tons of time. Don't date over 30.
Me, I can't order chicken fingers anymore in weddings, apparently. There's an age cap. You still can.
You can. But yeah, you got lots of time. Don't date anyone over 30. Because that's
follow the law.
Against the Sean rule. But
Yeah.
You got lots of time. You'll find someone who's worth your time. And fuck that guy.
Yeah, very happy you're free of that guy. Sounds like a fucking monster. And yeah, only up from here.
Absolutely, Abigail. And you know, if he starts acting up again, hit us up. We will make him go away.
Full circle.
Full circle. All right. Well, that is it for today's episode. If you like us, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all that. If you want to be a patron, make sure you head on over to.
Damn, sorry. Before I stop, you know, if anyone's fucking with y'all, actually, Wikimaniacs, we got a fucking veteran, we got a fucking black belt, and we got a white man with
And we
power.
got a guy.
We got a CEO. So actually, if someone's
He has privilege.
if someone's fucking with you, Wikimaniacs, we got you. Actually,
We got you.
I'm kind of a bitch though.
no. This could be a selling
Oh,
point.
yeah, you're right.
$50
Get
tier,
hard, baby. Let's fucking go.
$50
Yeah.
tier will kill anyone.
Get therapy.
I don't know how to read.
The episode just
Don't
ends
believe
there.
him.
The episode-